I want to reiterate a couple of things off my video that I just posted. Sorry, I rolled my windows down. I'm not quitting Prime, okay? A lot of the people in the comments seem to, damn it. The message that I was trying to make like just went right over their head, okay? And I want to reiterate here on what I meant and what I was talking about whenever I made that video. The lack of the policies and procedures in place, okay? The unwritten book, right, that I'm referring to. It leaves it open for interpretation, right? Anybody that witnesses that video or witnesses what I'm doing or how I say things or what I say when I'm on this channel, people mash that up because there is no policies or procedures or no line drawn as to what's okay and what's not okay. Leaves it open for interpretation. Whoever witnesses that act is going to cut it up with their own psyche, and then they're going to dictate whether or not they feel like that's worthy of talking about or not. Sorry, I'm going to roll those up because it's loud. So it's basically whoever sees the video, it's like at one point in time it could be this way, but then again it could be that way. So it's like I'm always walking on eggshells. And that was what the issue was. It's like if there were policies and procedures in place, I wouldn't have an issue following suit. You know, I do know what I make out here. I'm making good money. I know I love Prime. Okay, I love my job. I love what I'm doing here. I love the money that I'm being able to send back to my wife. I love being able to go and buy something if I need it. You get what I mean? So it's not an issue with Prime. It's not an issue with me, right? If you wouldn't have instigated it, you wouldn't have started it, it wouldn't have happened. It's not that I didn't start it, right? There was a miscommunication. There's a misinterpretation of what's going on and how there is no policies and procedures, that this could be a problem for people or somebody that's watching or whatever, you know. Everybody knows that's something that happens on the road, but if you choose to talk to it, that's your prerogative, right? Well, evidently not. So, god dang it. Regardless, with all that said, okay, I am going to continue making videos, but I'm going to dial it back, okay? Yes, I understand that I have a great job here. I'm not whining, okay? I'm not crying about anything. I'm simply stating that this is an issue that I feel like needs to be addressed. And I know, like, there's been a couple people that have told me, like, well, you know, the reason why they probably don't have these policies in place is because it would open up a whole new can of worms based off of, like, what somebody's allowed to and not allowed to do. You get what I'm saying? So, and that makes sense. You know, I would imagine that they would have to get lawyers involved to write these policies and things like that. And hell, I'd like to sit in on it if I could. Given that, you know, I don't know how many people are pushing the bar as I am, you know, like I'm sure there are. I'm not the only person, right? For the first time today, or for the first time with my career here at Prime, I was told how great I was doing, and it felt great. I'm happy to be recognized that I am a good truck driver, I am a good operator, I am doing everything right. It's just that the YouTube is a problem, and that's fine. I can take care of that, right? Like, I just don't know where that line is. That's the main point of the video that I posted this morning, okay? I don't know where that line's at. So I don't know if I'm crossing it or not, because my interpretation of the public values that Prime seems to have, treat others the way you want to be treated, do the right thing. I felt like I was doing the right thing. I wasn't being vulgar. I wasn't being mean. You know, I felt like I was doing everything right. So I didn't have to think about whether or not I was going to post it. I think about that before I even film the video, because I have to put it together. So that's extra work that I'm going to do. If I knew it was going to get me in trouble, why would I waste the time doing it? You get what I'm saying? So I'm glad that I'm doing, as far as my job and how I am doing my job, and that I'm doing well, that I am so happy that I'm doing a great job, because that's what I want. I want to hear that positive reinforcement. You know what I mean? It's nice to hear. I know I'm doing it, but I want to hear from someone else that I'm doing well too. If it's not evident from the checks that I'm pulling in, you get what I'm saying? Like, being the turning point to a lot of people that, like, even the vets out there, they're like, how is he making this much money? It's hustle, man. I'm hustling. You know, I'm as soon as my 10s are up, well, not recently, because these loads have a lot more time on it. I'll make a video about that probably today too. It's the hustle. I brought the hustle, right? And even if I didn't start off at Stevens, I would have brought the hustle anyways, because that's just who I am. That's how I am. Okay? All right, sorry I had to cut real quick because I'm at the Walmart DC out here where I'm picking up, and I had to move up because, you know, it always takes 13 years to get inside these places. This is supposed to be a drop and hook, but I really hope it's ready because I don't want to be here all day. I want to get as much of this off this load as I can and shut down at a decent time today. Anyways, yeah, main point. I just wish there were some policies and procedures in place. But I'm not one to like be a rebel and like, no, I like to consider myself a pioneer. I'm trying to find other avenues. I'm not trying to be rebellious. I'm not trying to get a rise out of anybody. I'm trying to get them written, you know, for myself. So I'll know where my boundaries are. Like that way you guys can kind of judge based off my videos what you'd be safe to talk about when you come out on the road. You may not be like me. You may just be like JJ the Trucker, or, you know, No Hippie Trucking. They're very, well, No Hippie speaks his mind. JJ's real, like, God, you know, just straight across the board. He's just straight across the board. I imagine he doesn't have any issues. So, given, I can't even really disassociate myself with Prime because I'm known to work for Prime. It's in a lot of my videos. I work with as a partnership. I have a partnership with Prime. I'm hauling their freight. I'm using their equipment. It's known. I can't just be like, oh well, you know, I'm not going to speak about my company, because you just go back a couple videos and you'll see that I actually work for them. So it's like I can't shut that off. But I actually had a sit down talk with my fleet manager today to kind of like clear that muddy water out, get in a full understanding of what's going on. So because there seems to be some confusion, and he saw the video. He had stated this morning about how I'm trying to be silenced and stuff. I might have said that, you know, it's still heat in the moment and the fresh waking up out of bed. You know, I still had that uncertainty about me when I woke up. So I titled that the way that it was because I wanted people to think that, like, not think. I wanted to kind of disassociate myself with the company I work for. And I realized after now, like right now, thinking about it, I can't do that because I do work for Prime. And it's easy to go back. What am I going to delete all the videos that I made for Prime? All my settlements and stuff? Y'all want Peter Prime still? So, you know, there's no referrals this check, but I could still do a pay video today or tomorrow. We'll see if you guys want it. About $2,000, $700 in e-fund, and I mean I can still break it down, and we'll do Peter Prime. Now Peter Prime wasn't in the last video, but we can do that if you want. But yeah, so for those of y'all out there that misconstrued that last video, maybe this one will kind of hit home a little bit more and like kind of made the point. Yeah, I might have made some off-color remarks. It made it seem like that was the main point of the video, but really, like, the main point of the video was I really just would like some kind of handwritten policy that we would most likely sign off on and be like, this is what you can and can't do on social media. Not even just YouTube, like social media in general. You know what I mean? Just to have that clear, distinct line to know, don't cross this, man, because then, you know, the punishments would be justified. You get what I'm saying? So really, that's all it's about. So yeah, I'm gonna pick this load up. I'm going to Idaho, and yeah, that's it. Remember, just ladies, love it, hate it, rate it. Take care, and I'll see y'all another time.